thoughts, Coach, on this one today?
Welcome back. I heard you were stranded, by the way. I thought we did start slow, especially offensively, and I think earlier in the season, if that would have happened, we would not have had the response we had today. So I thought we had great growth in the last few weeks with just finding a way, I guess. And I thought Allie really ignited the turnaround in the second quarter. She was really aggressive. She was pushing the ball in transition. She was defensively rebounding. And I think that helped everybody else kind of relax and take the pressure off. So I thought she made a huge difference to turn the game around when we were struggling offensively. And, I thought everyone that played contributed something positive today. They all did something well, and that's, I think, the kind of team we have to be. We're very balanced. We don't have just one player that's going to get all the shots. And I think winning your opening game, we talked about going into conference, everyone is 0-0. It's a new season, and so taking one game at a time and trying to win the game you're playing that day. And every game's going to be a little bit different with the style and the flow, and I thought our team did a good job of figuring out a way to win the game as it was being the way it was played today.
So how nice is that, as you kind of said there, like to have so many different girls that score knowing you can find different ways to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. I thought, Audrey got some good looks early and was kind of struggling, and then Kiki comes in and gives us a nice lift in the first half. And so when you can bring in the player coming off the bench at that position, that gives you a huge lift if someone's struggling. That's super nice, And then if people start strong and that person comes in and can give them a breather, all of that is great balance. So hopefully we can build on that. And then obviously playing without Tori today, again, so much pressure. I thought our team did a great job of kind of running the point guard by committee at different times. Lexi and Allie played, a lot of point guard today, which isn't either one of their natural positions, but to win without her, who's such a kind of a big part of our team, is really positive.
Do you think she'll be back soon?
We're hoping that she'll be back this weekend, so hopefully we'll get her playing by next week.
Is she hurt?
No, she had a death in her family, so she stayed home for a little extra time with her family.
Okay.
Coach, we talked to Coach Alford yesterday, and he said there's a massive difference in terms of like the competition level and the preparedness for conference play. Do you feel similarly about that? I guess, is there a big difference between conference and non-conference for you?
I think especially when you get to the second round, everybody is so familiar. You're calling out the play and they're calling out your play and they're talking their team through it. And so I think sometimes as much as it's about execution early in the season, a lot of times players just have to make plays, late games and things like that. And defensively, it's important, like Allie and Meg were saying, about being locked in and trying to take away their strengths. Everyone in your conference has really good players and you have to try to make everything hard for them. But I think the familiarity is definitely so heightened when you get into conference compared to non-conference.
You never want to lose a game, but how important is it to start 1-0?
Absolutely, it's huge, and I think for our team, we've been in a lot of close games and have not been able to take those games. And so, as a coach, you're constantly trying to get them to keep coming back and working hard, and so it's a great carrot for them. It's like, okay, we are putting in the work. It does feel good to win versus, oh man, we lost by 5. Oh man, we lost by 6, and we were right there in the fourth quarter. So, I really want them to keep coming back hungry and ready to work hard, and they've done nothing but that all season. And so, I'm just really happy for the players.
What's it going to take to get Audrey going? She was such a good offensive contributor last year.
Yeah.
The aggressiveness is there, but the shots just aren't falling like they were.
Yeah, I think it's coming. Today it just didn't go in, but she hit a big timely 3 in the fourth quarter. That was huge for us. Last year she played with a lot of upperclassmen, an all-conference guard. She played with Nee Alexander, who's like a pro now. She played with great scorers, and so those guys got a lot of attention. And so she was able to get pretty good looks on kickouts when people were focused on other people. And now she's kind of growing into a role where she's the focal point. And so I think, some games are easier than others, and she's just learning and growing, and it's great for her. Like, she loves a challenge, and she's going to be discouraged at her shooting today, but she'll be in the gym tomorrow working on it, watching film and wanting to learn and grow. And to me, she has the ability to be an elite player in this conference, and I think it's coming.
Grant mentioned that number, 47 points allowed. How good does this team have to be defensively to compete this conference throughout the season?
On a scale of 1 to 10, like 100, to be honest. We're not like a score more team. We're not a team that can beat you 85-80, and we have to defend. And our last few games of our non-conference play, we just gave up too many points. We needed to be much better defensively, and the team's probably sick of hearing me say that, but I've really been harping on them, showing them on film. We've been drilling it to death, working it to death, and today they did a great job, I thought, of trying to take away their strengths and make them make shots, not putting them at the free throw line. And rebounding, we did a great job on the boards. They only had 7 offensive rebounds. Those things for us are huge.
What was your message, or did you have one on the team? I mean, there were a lot of turnovers early in the game, but for them to be able to settle in and not let that take control of the game.
Yeah. that was a big emphasis going into the game. I think San Jose State, they convert and score the best offensively when they can turn you over. So we had some early. Tiff came in and was kind of frantic a little bit. She had 2 quick turnovers, and then she really did a good job the rest of the game handling the pressure. So what I would like us to do is get to the point where we don't have to make those mistakes before we adjust. We just are adjusted right off the bat. But again, we have a lot of players in new roles and playing bigger minutes, and so it's part of the learning curve. And so we're going to stay patient and keep trying to teach them. And I'm confident they'll keep learning and growing and wanting to get better.
I don't know if there's necessarily a good or a bad time, but now you guys have a week in between games to start Mountain West play. Do you think maybe that's good so you can work on some more things that you guys wanted to take away from today's game?
Yeah, I mean, the timing of the bye is not ideal. You definitely would like it later, but we don't have any control over the schedule. But with us, we had some delays of people getting back, and so we had a player or two only have 1 day of practice or 2 days of practice. So it is kind of nice to get them more practice. And being at elevation, when they go home a lot of times. So getting back, they have to get back adjusted to the elevation. So I think it can be a positive for us. We definitely have a lot of things that we need to keep learning and getting better. So I think it'll be helpful, and we just can't change it. So there's nothing to do but look at it as a positive. Good.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
I just want to say, too, I thought we had a pretty good turnout today at our game. It's awesome to see our community come out and support our team, so we really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.